Knows Walid Phares, former Trump campaign foreign policy advisor. He is also a Fox News national security and foreign policy expert. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. What did you make of this part of the trip so far, the two stops that he's made, in terms of progress? You know, I mean, there was a lot of positive sentiment in the sense that he put a very strong face on our policy for the first time in a long time. But then again, at the same time, there weren't specific policy proposals. How do you net that out?
Well, I don't suggest that he will have a very clear policy proposal during those two symbolic days, but symbolism is the most important. I mean, I can testify to one thing. Out of, the mind of Donald Trump, he personally wants to achieve a deal. I heard it from his own words in 2015. Reality is that he has to build trust on both sides. He has to build trust with Israel that the United States will be faithful and in solidarity with it. That's what he has accomplished. He has to have also the trust of the Palestinians that this time it's a serious step towards the goals of the Palestinians, which is to have a space, to have an entity. Now, it is important to understand that the Arab summits that he has conducted are going to be very helpful for him to bring in the Palestinians and for him to reassure the Israelis that now these Arabs are going to be with us, with the United States, and looking at Iran. So that may be a moment, an alignment of planets.
Yeah. Do you think that in terms of, he's vowed to do whatever it is necessary. At the same time, part of his speech was about leaving old hurt behind. But at the same time, when you hear both sides, they hearken back to, the same themes. Benjamin Netanyahu, rightly talks about the fact that, among the Palestinians, if you're a suicide bomber, you get a payment, you're a hero. And the Palestinians talk about they're just fighting for freedom and liberty. And it's sort of the same refrain. And he talks about leaving those ideas behind in large part to start fresh. Is that possible? Is that realistic? Can he do that?
Look, it all depends on the strategic intention of our administration, of our president. Number one, he knows that the Israelis, all governments in Israel, need strategic, historic reassurances that what is happening on the other side is going to be a full elimination of terrorism and violence. That is one goal that he will have to achieve. And I'm sure he has shared this with President Mahmoud Abbas. On the Palestinian side, guess what? They want to be reassured that the Arab countries are going to support them economically and otherwise if there is a solution, so they won't become a failed state, as was the case with Southern Sudan, unfortunately.
Yeah. Walid, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.